Hi, this is Kim Barrett. Welcome to All About Real Estate with Kim Barrett. Today is November 21st and it's day number 13 in the series 10 Referrals in 30 Days. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited because I'm only going to do two more videos, day 14 and day 15, and then I'm going to cut everybody loose because I've given you enough information over this period of time. These videos that I've been doing every day are power-packed. If you subscribed or registered to the 10 Referrals in 30 Days program, you're able to follow along with where we've been, where we're going, and you also have some information in these videos. The program, if you follow along, has audio tapes. There's a slide presentation and there are handouts. Yesterday, in day 12, in the description for the video, I included a URL for the MAP app. You have free access to the MAP app, an app that I created specifically for real estate agents to grow their business and drive their business forward fast. Hence, you need directions. So I called it the MAP. I also included not only a URL to access the web version of the app, I also included a link for you to purchase the program, 10 Referrals in 30 Days, if you haven't already done that. There is a link below, but if you did not access it or do not access it, you have the link to purchase it online. I encourage you to do it. You can see where we've been. If you're brand new, you can see where we're going, though I'm only going to do two more videos here for this program because it's already power-packed. If you go back and watch the videos day 1 through day 12, today being 13, and I will do video 14 and 15 before I cut everybody loose, you'll see that there's a lot of great information there. Feel free to comment, or if you have a question, I will respond to your comments and questions. I hope that you can appreciate the mentoring that I am providing to agents who are actually just tuning into these videos and gleaning whatever they can from them. You know, I love to mentor agents, in particular new agents. I'm very, very good at it. I've had much success working with new agents and helping them to get or reach that $1 million plus in sales volume. Their first year in the business, often it's over $1 million or over $2 million their first year. And that's in sales, of course, and then they grow from there. So if you would like to continue listening to some of these videos that I will continue to do videos on a regular basis, probably a few a week, but they just won't be connected to the 10 Referrals in 30 Days program. That I'm going to wrap up here, as I said, in a couple of days. So just remember, we covered what's your plan a few days ago, then we moved into time to execute, and here's where we are now. Accountability follows a good plan and great execution. So yesterday, along with accessing the MAP app, with the URL that I provided in the description of the video, I also included it's called Weekly Progress Report, which you can download and use interactively, or you can print it out and you can use it manually. But it is to track your business and what you are doing on a regular basis throughout the week to meet your goals and objectives, as far as making contact with people, having a conversation with them, trying to generate those prospects. Remember, each referral is potentially a sale. And so you need a certain number of units per year at a certain average sale price in order to reach a certain annual dollar amount as far as income goes for you and your family. The weekly progress report, what you want to do with that is each week, starting Sunday through Saturday, that's what I call a week, start to keep track with slashes. Every time you make a phone call or you send an email out to someone and you ask the $1 million question, who do you know who's thinking about buying or selling a home? Of course, you have to get a response. The response is not important. Yes or no? Not important. You know what's important? Did you ask the question? Who do you know who's thinking about buying or selling a home? If you ask the question and you get a response, obviously if you call someone, you can't leave a voicemail and have no one respond to you. If they call you back and they answer your question, great, slash. But if you leave a voicemail and you don't hear back from the person you left the message for, you can't claim it. So the idea is to ask that question as many times a week as you possibly can, no matter where you are. Who do you know who's thinking about buying or selling a home? And actually, that can be anywhere, because you can do referrals. I think agents lose out a ton of business because they forget that there's referrals that can be generated on a daily, weekly basis that translate to a huge amount of income if done properly. So, question is, who do you know who's thinking about buying or selling a home? You have to ask the question exactly like that. Who do you know who's thinking about buying or selling a home? If you send an email and you don't get a response, you can't count it. You can only count, and by counting I say a slash. Remember, if you filled out a salesperson action plan, which was an assignment, a task, it was in the 10 Referrals in 30 Days program days ago, you know that you have to ask that question so many times a month, which you can translate into a week if you want to do the math. And the bottom line is, if you're not asking the question, you're not going to generate the results you're looking for. So just keep asking the question. Don't worry about whether someone says yes or no. Numbers don't lie. You remember, it's all about, it's just ask the question. Who do you know? I asked that question of a doctor of mine back in February of 23, I think it was. I'm sure it was February of 23. He asked me a few questions. When he was done, I asked the question. Dr. Titoff, I have a question for you. Who do you know who's thinking about buying or selling a home? He said, well, actually, my wife and I are thinking about it. So I sent him a handwritten note after that. Actually, I didn't even mail it. I found out where his office was. I delivered it to his receptionist, and I said to her, please make sure the doctor gets this note. 6 months later, my phone rang, and actually, I got a voicemail message from this particular doctor who says, Kim, I'm still holding on to your note card, and my wife and I are ready to start looking for a home. I sold them a home, and then last year, early 24, I listed for sale his wife's home from a previous marriage. So I made, I don't know, asking that question, who do you know who's thinking about buying or selling a home, I probably made $14,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. Please take what I'm sharing with you seriously. This is not rocket science. It's a lot of fun, actually. You can build a great business by just following some simple rules, but you need directions, and that's why I created the map. If you have any questions or comments, please don't be shy. And if you like what you're hearing, if you want to hear more tips, tricks, scripts, and just some great mentoring, if this is helpful to you, if it will be helpful to you, then just like, subscribe, and share these videos. I thank you very much. You have a great day.